Hi, so for today's video we're going to do a whole series of knee strengthening exercises. I've got my lovely Maine Coons with me today. This one's Silver Sydney, Mr. Sid, and then his brother Bob. So I do recommend getting Maine Coons, they're just the most delightful cats. But joining in today, so we're being slightly hijacked, but we'll manage. So when you've got anything to do with the knee, the problem is that knees are fundamentally unstable. Your femur sits on top of your tibia, and the only thing giving stability are ligaments of the knee and muscles of the knee. So with any problem with your knee, you must do strengthening rehabilitation in order to get things better. However, knees are quite complicated, so please do go and see your physical therapist, your osteopath, your chiropractor, your physiotherapist, and get a diagnosis before you start any rehabilitation. You need to know what the problem is in your knee. Cheerio, Sid. So we're going to start off today with quite an easy stretch routine. So this was what I would call a kind of level one, first level of exercise. And what we need to do is we need to really strengthen the muscles around the knee. So our quadriceps muscles, especially the interior one called vastus medialis oblique, and the outer one, vastus lateralis. Okay, so we're going to start with that first. Now for this one, what I recommend you do is that you pop a pad underneath your knee, covered in cat hair. So I've got a little pad underneath my knee. Now if that hurts, just increase it to a little bit more of a rolled up towel, okay? That might be more comfortable. For those of you who have got arthritis and feel that being on the floor is going to be really difficult to get up, you can do this on the side of the bed. So you have one leg on the mattress on the bed and then the other leg on the floor to stabilise you. Oh, hello, Bob. So I'm going to do this in this position, so I'll get that leg out of the way. So keep your toes so they're nice and in line with your knee, with your toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And what we're going to do is you're going to push your knee down through the towel towards the floor or the mattress. So I'm really pushing down. You can, if you want to make it easier, just slightly lift your heel off the floor. And you'll know you're activating your quadriceps muscles because they will be really firm to the touch. So you'll be activating them. Activate them for about the count of 4 or 5 and then let everything relax. And then repeat. And then relax. And again, you can just see my heels lifting off, keeping my toes upwards, and relax. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and relax. You can do this about 10 times. If you have a knee problem, you should really do both legs. You should always try and get yourself so that both sides are working. So obviously the focus is on the poorly knee, the one that's not comfortable, but do both for all these exercises. After you've done your 10, we are then going to move on to the next exercise. This next exercise is called a short lever quadriceps set. So for this one, we've got Sydney getting involved here. Hello, Sids. You all right? Okay, I'm going to actually do this slightly reclining. So if you, again, have a bad back or you're in the bed, you can pop pillows underneath you, but make sure you're supported. So nice supported back onto my elbows. If you need to, you can actually have your fists underneath your lower back to give extra support. Point your toes up towards the ceiling, and then we're just going to straighten and then just lift and down and relax. Toes up, straighten, lift, relax and down. And just keep doing that for the count of 10. There you go, nice and easy. If you find that this is hard work, you do need to make sure that maybe you are a bit more reclined like this. You might find it a little bit easier. So toes up to the towards the same, and just do straightening. And that will probably be a little bit easier, especially if you've got a bad back. There we go. And count to 10. Nice and easy. So when dealing with your quads muscles, you must never ever leave your glutes out of the equation. Your buttock muscles, your gluteal muscles are really important for powering movement and for helping knees. So we're going to move on to doing a little bit for the glutes now, and those should really help your knees. So we're going to move into what we call the clam position to get your buttocks engaged. So lying down, I'm going to keep this pillow because I'm going to actually put my head on the towel. Bring your knees up so that they're nearly just to 90 degrees with your body, and then bring your heels backwards. Make sure your tummy is nice and tight to give your lower back support. And then in this position, you're just going to raise up your knee. You can see I'm keeping my heels together, and we are activating the glute muscle. So your buttock muscle right in here. If you need to, you can pop your hand onto your glute in order to feel it, and you should do 10 to 20 repetitions of this. As ever, nice and slow and steady. There we go. I'm just beginning to get the burn into the glute muscle, which is great. So the glute muscle is telling me it's doing the job. Really good. Fantastic. So again, you can do about 10 to 20 repetitions, but do both sides. You don't want one glute muscle getting more powerful than the other. You want to try and even up the balance. So we've now done quadriceps muscles, glute muscles, but we mustn't forget the inner thigh muscles, the adductor muscles. These are just as important as well. We're trying to get a nice even balance of muscle function as it operates our knee. So we're going to do our adductor muscles, and in turn that will also link in with the inner quadriceps muscle called vastus, medialis, oblique, and for short everyone calls it the VMO. Makes it much easier. So again, lying on your side. So for this one, I'm just going to put my hand under my head. So bring your top knee forwards so it's on the floor, and stretch out your other leg. Get yourself comfortable. I'm just going to move myself up. That's it. Okay, so I've got top leg in front of me on the floor, tummy nice and tight just to support my back, and then with your bottom leg, your underneath leg, just bring so your foot is at 90 degrees to your leg, so you've tightened up the leg muscles. I'm going to put my hand in front of me here just to help support my body. You can be on a loose fist if that's more comfortable, or the flat of the hand. And then I'm going to lift that underneath leg and do pulses. And the muscle we're exercising is adductor magnus, and a little bit of that VMO as well. And just again, do sets of 10, and if you can, build up those sets of 10 as it becomes easier to do this. There you go. Fantastic. So there we go with level 1 knee strengthening exercises. Build up nice and slowly, and remember, don't do any exercises if they cause you more pain, and always get a diagnosis so that you know what you're dealing with in the first place. Take care. This next exercise is Sydney. Oh, easy stretch routine. We've just got Sydney in camera. Oh. Oh, Sydney, can you get out of the way? Oh, I love a Maine Coon. Okay, try again.